So UAW leader Shawn Fain spoke at a Kamala Harris rally recently, and man, he set the place on fire. So look, keep it real. The vibes for the Kamala campaign have been off the charts lately, right? I mean, the stadiums that they're packing, the arenas that they're packing are just, it's an astonishing reversal from what we were looking at with Trump versus Biden, right? The vibes have shifted in a way I've never seen in such a short time frame before. So Shawn Fain comes out, gives a speech. Now, by the way, Fain had been on, he was either CNN or MSNBC, and he was asked, who do you want Kamala to pick for VP? And he said, look, I represent labor. I represent the union. And it's very clear. They want either Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky, or Tim Walz, the governor of Minnesota. That's who they want. And then in that same segment, he endorsed Kamala. And that made me think, what does he know that we don't? You just said the unions want Beshear or Walz, and that's it. And then you endorse Kamala in that same segment. So is there a whisper through the grapevine of like, look, it's going to be Beshear or Walz, so you can endorse? Or is it, did he know it was Walz already, right? I don't know what it was. He knew something we didn't, right? And that was the first sign of like, okay, we could be on the right track here. So as a result of the phenomenal pick, he now is doing some rallies with Kamala. And okay, take fucking notes, y'all. Take notes. This is what all the Democrats and all the resistance liberals need to learn, is that, yeah, there's a million arguments you can make against Trump, but let's keep it real. Some of them come across as condescending and sanctimonious and don't land with the group of voters you need it to land with, right? You need to get the independents, you need to get the moderates, you need to get the swing voters. At the same time, you rile up the base and make the base excited. Tim Walz puts on a masterclass in terms of how to do that, to hit Trump with facts, with his own record, with his own failure for working people. Watch this. This is great.
Meanwhile, on the other side, we know who we're dealing with. Donald Trump is a scab.
Oh, injected in my veins. They're chanting, he's a scab at Trump. Oh, this is a Democratic Party that has been infused with working people energy, labor energy, union energy. This is what we've wanted. This is what we've wanted. This was gone in the Bill Clinton years. This was gone in the Obama years. There's been a little bit of a revival in the Biden years because he has, he appointed Lena Khan, who does phenomenal work on antitrust stuff. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is actually representing working people now. Unions are stronger than ever. The NLRB is green-lighting union stuff all over the place. Unions are actually fighting back against their corporate overlords. We haven't seen anything like this in a long time, guys. Probably since FDR. We haven't seen unions this fired up and ready to go and having this much sway.
And his sidekick isn't any better. J.D. Vance is a vulture. That's right. You know, every time Donald Trump gets a chance, he trashes our union and he trashes the working class. He comes to Michigan. He talks about he's going to bring back the auto industry. Let me tell you something. Donald Trump doesn't know shit about the auto industry. And he doesn't give a damn about the working class in this country. And we got proof of that. You know, once upon a time, he was president of this country. And while he was president, auto plants were fleeing the country.
It's true.
In fact, while he was president, Ford's Romeo engine plant closed. GM's Baltimore transmission plant closed. GM's assembly plant in Lordstown, Ohio, closed. In fact, in the UAW, we love using facts. And facts are indisputable. Not alternative facts that Donald Trump uses, or what we all call lies. We use facts. And the fact is this: Donald Trump did nothing to help auto workers when he was president.
Oh, he's killing him. He's killing him. He's killing him. Guys, Trump campaigned on, I'm going to be against outsourcing. I'm going to protect your jobs. Then what happened? when Trump was in office, we lost 200,000 manufacturing jobs in this country. And he's given the specific plants where jobs were lost. You remember that stunt he pulled with the carrier factory? He made a big deal about, I'm going to save the carrier factory. He went and gave a speech there, and all the workers were like, hooray, we're being saved. Our jobs are not being shipped overseas. You know what happened? He gave them massive subsidies to try to keep the carrier factory here. So he gave them taxpayer money. Then, within a year, after saying they were going to keep the jobs here, they shipped the jobs overseas anyway. So they fucked over the workers, but it's worse than that because not only did they fuck over the workers, they also shook down the taxpayer first, robbed our money, then shipped the jobs overseas anyway, and he said nothing about it when they left. Not a damn thing. His tax bill that he signed, which was 83% tax cuts for the rich, that bill also incentivized corporate outsourcing. And this guy's hitting him on his record. He's bringing up facts. He listed the specific plants that got shut down under Trump where he didn't do dick.
In 2019, GM workers went on strike for 40 days. Donald Trump was president. These workers went on strike to try to save plants that were slated to close, to try to fight for a future. Donald Trump said nothing, and Donald Trump did nothing to help auto workers. You want to know where Kamala Harris was in 2019? She was on the picket line with striking workers. Kamala Harris stands shoulder to shoulder with working class people, not for a picture, not for publicity, but because it's the right thing to do. When Kamala Harris, as vice president, she's worked with us and helped us bring jobs back to Lordstown, Ohio, where workers were left behind. Vice President Harris took action so workers who were forced to leave Lordstown, Ohio under Donald Trump are now returning home.
Oh, he's killing him, man. This is brutal. Because Trump, his whole thing is posturing and pretending like, I represent the working people. I represent the working people. I'm a populist. He's killing him. He's ripping the mask off of that absolute brazen lie.
She and President Biden worked with us to save a plant in Belvedere, Illinois that was slated to close. That's the difference. Donald Trump is all talk, and talk is cheap. Kamala Harris walks the walk. She does the work, and when help was needed, she showed up. So now it's our turn. It's our turn to stand up, to speak up, and to show up for Vice President Harris. You know, for months, Donald Trump's went around trashing our state, trashing our industry, and trashing the American auto worker, saying he was against electric vehicles. And then something happened. We saw a transformation in Trump. Now, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a good transformation. And don't worry, Donald Trump's always going to be a scab. But we saw Elon Musk announce that he's going to give Donald Trump $45 million a month. And all of a sudden, guess what? Donald Trump changed his tune. And let me quote what he said. I'm for electric cars. I have to be because, you know, Elon Musk endorsed me very strongly, so I have no choice. End of quote. Donald, you got it. Donald Trump is bought and paid for by the billionaire class.
Oh, he's killing him. He's killing him. Go watch this whole speech. I just gave you a little taste there, but he's killing him. Look, guys, it's actually very simple, and Shawn Fain knows this better than anybody. And he could bring up Trump's record better than anybody. But like I said, under Trump, 200,000 manufacturing jobs outsourced, even though he promised not to do any outsourcing. Under Biden, 800,000 manufacturing jobs brought back. We're actually witnessing a revival of American manufacturing right now. And there's a number of reasons for that. You know, you have the CHIPS Act, you have the infrastructure bill, you have a number of laws passed by the Biden administration that helps create these various jobs. And look, I got to be honest, I think that's going to pay dividends in a lot of the states that are very crucial and that matter. They know that the jobs are coming back now. They see it. That makes a big difference, man. That makes a big, big difference. And again, that's to say nothing of what we discussed before, which is the NLRB and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and the increasing the tax rate on corporations to 15%, which was part of the Inflation Reduction Act, actually taxing those folks, right? Those corporations. I mean, it's beautiful, right? And this guy, I've heard him on CNN before, Shawn Fain, again, bring up specifics about how Trump represents corporations and billionaires and doesn't represent working people. And if they bring this guy out, he's an asset on the campaign trail because he busts up all of the mythology about Trump as a working class president who helps labor, who helps unions. It's simply not fucking true. And they're not going to change that position. Trump might talk a big game, but at the end of the day, he governs like he's George W. Bush, like he's Mitt Romney. And everybody knows that, and everybody can see that, and that's going to have consequences. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.